Hey guys, today I'm going to be guiding you through a series of Pilates exercises that are really great for flexibility. I love these exercises because they just feel really great in the body and make you feel really open. So let's go ahead and begin, starting with your feet hip socket distance apart with your knees bending. And for some support, you're just going to grab lightly behind the thighs. And as you sit here, you're just going to sit as tall as you possibly can, reaching up to the crown of the head, pulling the low belly in to support your length. Take an inhale here. And on your exhale, you're just going to tuck and curl over the tailbone, past your glute muscles, just to the top of your pelvis, where you can feel that you're starting to round that low back. From here, let's just hold for an inhale, pulling those low belly muscles in tight to support you. And on your exhale, using the belly rather than momentum, you're going to come all the way back up, stacking the crown of the head over the tailbone. Taking an inhale here. And on your exhale, tucking and curling again over the tailbone, past the glutes, rounding the low back, stretching the low back as you use your belly muscles to support you. And take an inhale, hold. Exhale, control the motion as you curl yourself all the way back up, stacking the crown of the head up over the tailbone. Exhale, tucking, curling back down. Feeling that low back get some stretch as you contract the abdominal muscles. Inhale to hover. Exhale, control yourself back up. Make sure the feet stay planted down. Now, if you want to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge, you can reach your arms out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck, curl yourself over the tailbone, back to the point where you get to that low back. Maybe see if you can come down a little further. Take an inhale, hover. Exhale, control yourself back up, reaching the crown of the head all the way up over the tailbone. Now on this one, we're going to roll all the way down. So again, if you need to grab behind your thighs, you can. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck and curl over that tailbone, past the glutes, get to that low back. See if you can hover there. Again, if you need the support, grab behind your thighs. You're going to continue to reach all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get your head down, you can go ahead and just take a big wall-to-wall stretch. Give yourself a little expansion in the front side of your body. Now from here, take your hands on top of the front of the ribs. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, close the rib cage shut, pulling the front of the ribs closed and sinking the back of the ribs down onto the floor. From here, you're going to plant your palms down next to you and walk your feet in, hip socket distance apart so that the knees bend again. And your heels are going to be directly underneath the knees here. We're going to go into a little pelvic curl. So using those low belly muscles, this exercise will feel just like that last exercise as far as the movement of the pelvis in relation to the contraction of the belly. So it's an inhale to begin. Exhale, you're just going to tuck and curl the tailbone just barely off the floor, just enough that you feel the low back flatten into the mat, and your low belly again is doing that contraction in that little rock. Inhale, keep the belly tight, but rock your pelvis back out into the neutral. And neutral is when you have that little low back curve. Exhale, flattening the low back again into the floor, contracting your belly to rock that pelvis. And then inhale, rock it back out into its neutral position. Check in with the ribs, make sure that they're staying tight. Exhale, flattening your back, tucking. And then inhale, letting it release. Keep this going. It's an exhale to flatten that low back, curling that tailbone up. It's an inhale back into neutral. But make sure that your arms are pressing down, firmly down, your shoulders are staying down, and the collarbone and chest stay wide, even though the ribs are pushing down. Last one of these, you're going to tuck, you're going to hold that tuck, and we're just going to start to work into a Pilates bridging. So keep your feet planted down, keep your pelvis up, and you're actually just going to continue to curl yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Use your arm bones to anchor you down, press into your feet, keep your knees hip socket distance apart, but continue to curl your spine up one vertebrae at a time. Make sure you're not rushing. You really want to feel each vertebrae lift after another. Once you get to the shoulder blades, lift your chest up even more. Take an inhale, hold this. And on your exhale, tuck back down, or curl yourself back down one vertebrae at a time. So the shoulders start to set down, the rib cage, the middle part of your back, the lower part of your back until the hips rock back down into the neutral. Grounding into the heels, exhale, continuing to tuck and curl yourself one vertebrae at a time, articulating that movement through the spine. Once you get to the shoulder blades, lift the shoulder blades into the chest. Inhale, holding. Exhale, curling yourself back down to the shoulder blades, letting the ribs sink down, letting that middle back and the lower back follow, and then the pelvis. Inhale to get down to neutral. Exhale, continuing to tuck and curl. Once we get up on this next one, we're going to hold it. So once you get there, if you want to kind of shimmy those shoulder blades closer together underneath you to give you more of a chest lift, let's just really hold and breathe into it. Pressing down into the heels, keeping your knees hip socket distance apart, but go ahead and just lift up a little higher. And then just breathe in and out through the nose. Stay for one more inhale. And then on your exhale, slowly lower yourself down, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get down, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And I like to just rock side to side after this one. It feels really nice to rock on the low back. All right, from here, we're gonna roll back up. So using the roll up exercise, you're just gonna extend your legs straight down, zip the thighs together, point through the toes, and even feel your glute muscles hug in towards each other. So the legs, they're gonna stay completely stable. So imagine them being like a statue cemented to the floor. Keep them tight the entire time. Ribs are engaged down and in, and then your arms are gonna go up to the ceiling. So from here, we're gonna take an inhale. On the exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and curl yourself up. Look forward at your toes. Now, this first one, we're just going to pause, keeping the shoulders up. Try to flatten the low back down into the floor again, using the belly. And then curl yourself up, one vertebrae at a time again. Now, if you need to, if you get stuck, you can bend your knees and grab behind your thighs to support you, just like we did when we were coming down. Once you get to the point where you can control it, come all the way forward with the legs straight and bend yourself into a deep forward fold. Let your head go, let the neck stretch. You're gonna take an inhale, keep your belly pulled away from your thighs, and on your exhale, point through your toes, curl yourself back down with control, one vertebrae at a time. Again, if you have to, you can bend your knees and grab behind your thighs for some support. Arms are gonna go back up to the ceiling, close your ribs, take an inhale, and then exhale, we'll repeat. Tuck your chin to your throat, come all the way up, curling yourself up one vertebrae at a time, reaching yourself as far forward as you can into that stretch. Once you get there, flex your toes towards your head, let your head drop towards your knees. And then exhale, round yourself back down, tucking, curling from your hips, using those low belly muscles to support you as you come down. Arms reach back up to the ceiling when your head sets down, inhale there. And then exhale, continue to tuck and curl yourself back off of the floor. Feeling those low belly muscles control your motion up. Once you get there, you can just hold the stretch. If you can reach for your toes, grab the outside edges of your feet and drop your head. So from here, staying in a seated position, just adjusting the feet so that your feet are mat distance apart. Legs are out straight, and if it's uncomfortable for you to sit like this, or if you just feel like it's hard for you to keep a nice flat back and straight legs at the same time, you can grab a blanket to sit on, or you can even fold up the mat a couple times to just give you a little extra support and lift. So, keeping the feet in a flexion, the legs as straight as possible. Your arms are going to go out to the sides, and we're going to go into an exercise called the saw. And this exercise, it helps to stretch and lengthen you, but it also adds a little rotation in the spine. So take an inhale to begin. And on your exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right foot and open your chest. From there, inhale, sitting up tall, using your belly to get the length. And then exhale, twisting to the other side. Right hand to the outside of your left foot, open across your collarbone and wring out your belly. Inhale, come back up through center, sitting up taller. Exhale, twisting, rotating through the twist of the belly. Inhale, coming back up through center, getting taller. Exhale, rotating. Inhale, coming back up. And then one more set. Exhale, twisting, left hand outside of right foot. Inhale, getting taller and longer through center. Keep your abs engaged. Exhale, twist, wringing out your ab muscles. Inhale, coming back up through center. And then from here, going right into our spine stretch. The setup is exactly the same in the legs. It's just you're going to take those arms straight out in front of you. So just take an inhale and get a little bit taller here. Pull your belly in. From there, on your exhale, tuck and curl your chin to your chest and start to round down. Again, it's that same rolling down action, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get there, just continue to slide down. Your fingertips drag along the top of the mat as you just continue to reach as far as you possibly can. Once you feel like you've hit your max, drop your head, pull your belly in, and see if you can use the contraction of your belly to slide your ribcage forward more. Increase the stretch by flexing through your ankles, pulling the toes towards your shin. Pull your belly in. Let's take another inhale. We'll just hold.
And on the exhale, roll yourself back up as though there's a wall that you're just sitting up against. One vertebrae at a time. The head will be the very last thing to come up. It's an inhale, get tall. And then on your exhale, tucking, curling, rounding down. Rounding down as though you're rounding over a barrel, pulling the belly into your spine, but reaching your chest long, reaching your chest and your head like you're pulling them in front of your toes. Dropping your head, take an inhale, exhale. Stacking yourself back up, one vertebrae at a time. The head is the very last thing to come up. Relax your shoulders, but lift your chest. Take an inhale. We'll go through this one more time. Exhale, tuck and curl, round down. Get as far forward in the stretch. Once you actually get to that furthest stretch, see if you can reach a little further. Flex through your toes, drop your head, breathe into your ribs. Inhale. And then exhale, curl yourself back up by using the contraction of your belly. From here, release the arms, give your shoulders a roll. And then one last stretch just to close. Take the soles of the feet together, flip the hips out from underneath you, allow the knees to spread wide, and then just reach your chest up over your toes, like you're really reaching forward in front of your toes. And just take a couple deep breaths here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling. And there you go. There's your Pilates routine for today. If you enjoyed these workouts, please be sure to check out some of our other videos on our YouTube channel and also be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching.